Hello, friends. Today we have a story that resembles the plot of an adventure film, but it really happened. It is about incredible composure, a grandfather's love, and how even in the most peaceful places you can encounter unexpected danger. Ready? Then let's begin. In the summer, an 8-year-old boy came to visit his grandfather in the village for the holidays. As is customary during the holidays, he quickly found a group of local peers to spend time with. The boys decided to go for a walk in the woods by the river. Nothing foreshadowed trouble, but a deadly danger awaited them in the thickets. A huge snake, an anaconda, suddenly attacked the boy from the coastal thickets. The anaconda powerfully squeezed the child with its coils and began to strangle him, inflicting numerous bites. His friends, frightened, rushed to call for help. Hearing the children's cries from the shore, the boy's 66-year-old grandfather ran to the scene. Without a moment's hesitation, he rushed into the fray. Armed with a knife and a stone, the man struck the snake blow after blow until it finally loosened its grip and released his exhausted grandson. The boy, who had a bunch of wounds, was rushed to the hospital. The doctors had to stitch up 21 wounds on his chest and body. Later, when he came to, the boy said he remembered how the anaconda suddenly threw him to the ground, started biting him, then wrapped itself around him and started choking him. This is a story about a real miracle and the power of love. An elderly man, undaunted by a giant snake, saved his grandson's life. The boy survived and underwent a long recovery. This dramatic story had a happy ending, but it is a stark reminder to all of us of the importance of caution in nature and that true heroes live among us, sometimes even in our own families. Imagine a quiet day, meeting a friend by the lake, and one awkward curiosity that almost ended in disaster. What began as a normal walk turned into a fight for survival in the blink of an eye. The girl was walking to the lake to meet her friend. Passing by a small hill, she suddenly noticed something strange. Something was moving in the earth wall on one of the slopes. It seemed as if the earth itself was breathing. She stopped, became interested, and began to carefully rake the earth with her hands. Soon, a small hole appeared under a layer of soil and roots, the entrance to a narrow tunnel. And suddenly, one after another, some strange, slightly sticky eggs rolled out of the darkness. Overcome with curiosity, she first peered into the opening, but it was pitch black inside. Then she decided to feel around with her hand, and that was a fatal mistake. As soon as she reached further, she felt her wrist being squeezed and then pulled inside. She tried to pull her hand out, but the tunnel seemed to come alive and wouldn't let her go. For several long minutes, she struggled desperately to free herself, but it was all in vain. Suddenly, a shadow appeared from behind her in the tall grass. Before the girl could understand what was happening, a huge anaconda wrapped its powerful coils around her body, squeezed her stomach, and began to push its head into the very hole where the girl's hand was stuck. It wasn't just a tunnel, it was a snake's burrow, guarding its eggs. An incredible struggle ensued. The girl screamed and resisted with all her might, trying to tear the cold, muscular creature away from her. But the forces were too unequal. Fortunately, her screams were heard by her friend, who was waiting for her at the lake. She ran to her aid and, overcoming her terror, managed with great difficulty to pry open the anaconda's jaws and free her friend from its deadly embrace. Frightened and probably satisfied that it had protected its nest, the snake instantly slithered into its burrow and crawled through it, disappearing into the waters of the lake on the opposite side. The story ended happily, but the lesson was learned. Sometimes curiosity can lead you straight into the lair of the most unexpected and dangerous host. Nature always keeps its secrets, and not all of them are worth touching. What do you think those eggs were? And what would you have done in that girl's place? Would you have looked into the mysterious hole or walked away? Write your thoughts in the comments. That's how an ordinary walk almost turned into her last. Be careful in places that seem quiet and peaceful. Now, here is some interesting information about anacondas. What are they like? Anacondas are the largest snakes in the world. Anacondas look like very heavy and massive snakes. If we compare this snake with the reticulated python, which is longer than it, the statistics are as follows. The average female anaconda, about 5 meters long, is comparable in weight to a uniquely large reticulated python, which is about 7 meters long. The weight of an adult anaconda usually ranges from 30 to 70 kilograms. It is a unique representative of the boa family. There are many myths and legends about this snake, and many films have been made about it. People's interest in anacondas is not accidental. It is all about their size. They are the largest snakes on our planet. Despite their frightening power and ferocity, these snakes are quite calm and, as a rule, do not pose a threat to humans, because they are rarely interested in such large prey. This snake can reach a diameter of up to 35 centimeters, and after swallowing its prey, it stretches to the required size. Anacondas have disproportionately small heads, but huge mouths. The mouth and throat are capable of stretching, allowing the snake to swallow its prey without worrying too much about its size. This snake has no fangs, its teeth are small but very sharp, and its saliva is not poisonous. An anaconda's bite is very painful but not life-threatening to humans. The anaconda's coloration allows it to camouflage itself very effectively in its habitat, such as the tropics, shallow waters, and reservoirs. The snake's color is very close to a swampy, gray-green color. On its back, it has 2 rows of dark, brownish spots. These spots are round in shape and can reach up to 10 centimeters in diameter. The snake has light-colored stripes on its sides, dotted with small spots. These spots can be up to 3 centimeters in diameter. The lower part of the snake is usually lighter in color than the upper part. In terms of weight, the anaconda is the largest snake on our planet, although it is shorter than the reticulated python. In general, the size of this snake is a very controversial issue. There are reports in the literature of the capture of specimens of rather impressive size. There are descriptions of specimens 6, 8, 10, and even 20 meters long, but none of this data has been officially confirmed by anyone. The maximum size of an anaconda described in literature is 24.38 meters. Scientists disagree with these figures. In their opinion, anacondas are not capable of growing to such gigantic sizes. During the capture of anacondas, scientists studied about 800 specimens. The largest representative was a female caught in Venezuela, weighing 97.5 kg and measuring 5.2 m in length. The smallest of the captured snakes capable of reproduction was just over 2 meters long. After studying the statistics, scientists agreed that the maximum length of an anaconda can be approximately 6.7 meters. Fact: female anacondas are much larger than males, and in nature, they are usually up to 5 meters long. Males are usually around 3 meters long. The snake's body consists mainly of a tail, a spine with ribs, and a head. The ribs and bones of the snake's skull are very elastic, allowing it to stretch greatly when swallowing and digesting large prey. Like most snakes, anacondas use their tongues to analyze samples of air, water, and other substances. It is thanks to its tongue that the snake communicates with other snakes and receives signals necessary for survival, such as the approach of danger or potential prey. Anacondas have teeth, but no fangs. Their teeth are arranged in continuous rows and provide a secure grip on their prey. The main feature of the anaconda's anatomy is its unique jaw structure. It is thanks to this unique feature that the anaconda can easily swallow huge prey that is many times wider than its head. It's all about the structure of its eyes. It is physically incapable of blinking. This feature, combined with the fact that the snake can lie motionless for hours, instills fear in people's hearts. Another myth is that anacondas have venomous breath that can paralyze their prey. In reality, the snake's breath is completely harmless, and hissing is the only sound it is physically capable of making. Anacondas inhabit almost the entire continent of South America. The only part of the continent where they cannot be found is the southern part. Anacondas prefer dense and inaccessible tropical forests. They cannot survive for long without water, so they happily inhabit various types of water bodies and swamps. If we talk in more detail about the geography of anaconda's habitat, they inhabit the island of Trinidad, as well as Peru, Guyana, Paraguay, Brazil, Ecuador, Bolivia, Venezuela, Colombia, and French Guiana. Anacondas mainly feed on small mammals, waterfowl, reptiles, sometimes fish, and even smaller snakes of their own species. A snake settles near humans. It may prey on domestic animals and small livestock. The unique structure of its jaw, throat, and ligaments allows the anaconda to easily swallow prey that is larger than the snake itself. This predator can swallow and digest food that is approximately equal in weight to the snake itself. However, anacondas rarely attack humans, unless by mistake or when they feel threatened. There is only one known case of a human falling victim to this snake. An anaconda swallowed a 13-year-old Indian boy. It is important to understand that if an anaconda attacks a person, the latter has a chance to fight off the predator only if the snake is less than 3 meters long. It is impossible for a person alone to escape from the deadly embrace of a larger anaconda. Anacondas do not hunt very often, as the process of digesting large prey can take quite a long time. Hunting anacondas is an art form in itself and can confidently be considered the benchmark for patience, restraint, and precision.